this strategy actually works wonders. It's one of the best strategies that I use, and if you want to find out what it is, then stick around to the end so that you can learn exactly how I use this strategy to have a win rate of over 95%, and it's guaranteed profit if you follow the rules exactly, right? And it's not moving averages alone. I know that you are seeing these moving averages and you think it's moving averages only, but there's actually something else that I'm going to be sharing with you that you can actually use alongside with these moving averages so that you can make profits, right? So stick around to the end so that you can learn exactly how to use this strategy in order to make profits, right? So first of all, I'm going to add those moving averages that you are seeing on the chart, right? So the purple moving average, this one is the 200 moving average, and the black one is the 50 moving averages. Both of them are exponential moving averages applied to close, right? So this is what I want you to add on a chart, right? So first of all, let's discuss how we're going to be using these moving averages before I tell you how I will further refine you these moving average entries so that you get that sweet spot entry. Right? So the moving averages alone, I can give them a percentage of, really a percentage of roughly 80%, right? Yeah, 80% if you follow them exactly as I'm going to explain right now. So for the moving averages, what we want to look for first is this 50-200 cross. It's also called the golden cross, right? So this 50-200 cross over here, right? That's when what you want to check to see where it is crossed, right? So over here, it is crossed for a sell, right? So this strategy, if you're trading boom and crash, you can actually use it for trading your spikes and you're trading your ticks also, right? If volatility indices, anything, it actually works on everything, even the currencies, right? It actually even works, right? So after the 50-200 crossover here, want to wait for the pullback to the what, to the 50 moving average, right? So in this case, we are only going to be working with what, with the 50 moving average alone, right? So wait for it to pull back to the 50 moving average, right? So after the 50-200 cross, back to the 50 moving average, as you can see, get an entry, an entry over here, an entry over here. This one, I don't know if we would have entered over here because there was some sort of a breakout over here, but this one over here would have definitely entered, right? So over here, when the 50-200 cross for a sell, we're only going to be looking for selling opportunities, right? So in this case over here, we've got pull back to the 50 moving average, but there's a 200 moving average on top, so we're not going to be entering these buys over here. We're only going to be looking for since we're only looking for our selling opportunities, right? So over here, let's take this for example, 50-200 cross over here, pull back to the 50, we take our buys, back to the 50, we take our buys over here, though this one didn't go up that much, right? And then this over here, we've got then engulfing to the downside, so we don't enter here, right? So we've got no entry over here, right? So this is just how simple this strategy is, right? But it doesn't work all the time. It's not 100% perfect, just like any other strategy. It's not perfect, right? Just let's take for example this over here, right? We've got what, 50-200 close to the upside, right? Then this over here, it actually breaks down to the what, to the downside, right? So this is where we have to further refine our entries. So this other step that I was talking about comes into play, right? So over here, how we are going to further refine these entries is if we've got what, 50-200 cross, pull back to the 50 moving average, and what we also want to look for is a zone flip, right? What is a zone flip? A zone flip is when a support or a resistance is broken, right? It acts as a what, as a counter, right? So let's take this for example over here. This is a support area over here, right? Because the market goes up over here. When that gets broken, right, pull back to that area is going to be what, is going to act as a resistance, right? So over here we mark this over here, right? So when we've got what, a pullback to the 50 moving average and the zone flip area, that's when we're going to be taking our entries, right? So this is just a further confluence of what, of the moving averages, so that we further refine our entries, right? So over here again, we've got what, this support area over here, right, gets broken, pull back over here, right? So we've got to testing this and this over here, right? Though we ended on this position mainly why, because this one we had broken past the 50 moving average, so we don't get an entry over here, but we've got an entry over here, right? That is a what? That is a zone flip, right? So let me show you this example, right? This example over here, where is our zone flip over here? In this case, our zone flip is in this area over here, right? So we want to pull back to the 50 moving average, but we are not testing what this zone flip over here, because there's quite what some distance. That's why you don't get what this doesn't go much into profit, right? Because it just goes up a little bit, then it spikes, right? So that's how we're going to be refining our entries, right? So this over here, we've got what? We've got an entry. Why? Because over here I've got an entry because there's a zone flip this over here. We tested this once, twice, and we've got what? An entry over here, right? And then this one we wouldn't have had an entry. Oh, sorry, we have an entry. Why? Because there's a zone flip over here, right? We're testing that just the same zone flip, right? So it works both ways, right? So this over here zone flip, go back to the 50, we enter, right? Over here again, pull back to the 50, zone flip over here, we take our entries, right? So that's just how we want to refine our entries, right? So that's it's as simple as that. So if you like this content, like, subscribe, and share. If you like this strategy, like, subscribe, and share. And tell me how it works out for you. Try it out on demo first before you go live.